It is the Positively Petland Show on 800 KXIC and KXIC.com. We are live. We are local. We do it every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock on 800 KXIC. I am Jerry Lawler, host of the KXIC Morning Show, and we're happy to have Ron Goldsrud in, co-owner of Petland of Iowa City. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning.
What are we talking about this week?
So the American Eskimo is on the slate. We're going to then talk about how to train your dog to come to you. And then we're going to go into food toppers. We talked last week about that food and great ways to just take baby steps on better foods for your dog and cat. Now we're going to talk about how to make that food that you even switch to even greater. Food toppers to help with anything from taste to digestive, making things work a little better in there. Also, if you want to decrease the amount of tooting that your little dog does, we can help you with that as well.
And those are all available at Petland in Iowa City. Where are you located?
We are at the Marketplace Mall right across the parking lot from Lucky's Market, Joann's Fabrics, and the movie theater. So you can get to us Sundays from 12 until 6. And then every other day, Monday through Saturday, we're open from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. But on Sundays, we're open at noon.
What's the breed of the week?
Yeah.
I was going to say Siberian.
Not. Okay, so Jerry, I'm going to stump you on this one. Let's see how far I can go. So we always like to say, where is it from? The American Eskimo. It is not from America.
Russia.
It is. Well, we'll find out in the history section of our American Eskimo theme. All right, so I'm going to go to the Iowa City or PetlandIowaCity.com website. On there, you can learn about different breeds. Nice little verbiages about it. And so for the American Eskimo, it is a small to medium-sized Nordic type dog. It sent you in the wrong direction. The American Eskimo dog is known for its bright white coat, jet black points, lips, nose, and eye rims, and erect triangular ears. We do have one in the studio right now.
They're sleeping.
Yeah, they are sleeping dogs, aren't they? Although once used as a circus dog, they are primarily companion dogs today and participate in conformation, obedience, and agility competitions. The breed's white double coat consists of a short, dense undercoat with longer guard hairs forming on outer coat that stands off from the body. So this is a poofy dog is what it ends up being.
I like that word, poofy.
Poofy. It's a technical word. History. A member of the Spitz family, the Esky, descended from the European Spitzes, so not Russia.
Oh, that's close.
Including the white German Spitz, the white Keeshon, and the white Pomeranian, and white Italian Spitz. Contrary to its name, the breed has nothing to do with the Eskimo culture. During the 19th century in America, the breed performed regularly in trick dog acts in traveling circuses throughout America, prized for their beautiful appearance, intelligence, and agility. Temperament, intelligent, alert, and friendly. The American Eskimo dog is also an excellent watchdog, protective of his home and family. This morning, while I was I have both a Cavalier King Charles and a white American Eskimo in the studio. For the first time in, I think, 12 years, I play with the dogs out in the backyard, let them do their business and all that kind of stuff. And the white Eskimo is having so much fun, it starts doing the whole fun barking sounds and all that. And I'm waking up all the neighbors at 6 a.m. this morning and stuff. And I'm like going, okay, so this Eskimo is going to be great with families. Is also, this one specifically loves to have fun and let you know about it. So it's a really cool dog. I was loving it this morning, although I was saying, please be quiet right now. The Esky learns quickly and is eager to please his owner, but requires daily exercise. Their voluminous coat sheds and needs to be brushed and bathed on a regular basis. This is where the Furminator is going to definitely help you. I think there will be some that will say, even though it's a small dog, a shedding small dog is nothing compared to a shedding large breed dog. But when you are like, hey, there's a little too much shed going, I think this is one of those dogs you're going to go to the groomer from time to time and just cut it down so that you bring it back to zero kind of a thing, and then let that double coat. Maybe in the summer, let that double coat go back for the winter kind of a thing. They are in the toy, miniature, and standard size. What we typically have at Petland are the miniatures. So they're that medium in the 20s, less than 20-pound type puppy or as an adult. They're loving. They're rated as loving and devoted. Environment. Apartments are okay because they're going to get a lot of their energy out just running around, active indoors. A small yard is fine. Not sure why a large yard isn't great, though. I would think it would be great to have a large yard with any dog running around. Exercise, they love long walks. So this is in more of it's a bigger, smaller dog kind of thing because it would be under 20 pounds typically. But this dog is going to go for those long walks. Here, my dachshund will go for about a mile and then says he's done. If you are looking at Yorkies, they're going to go for a short while. They got, tiny little legs, and so they're not going to go very far. A Maltese. But here, an American Eskimo is going to be one that will walk further and even run with you. So it's a nice, if you're looking for that kind of a thing. And on the grooming, brush frequently with a firm brush. A Furminator is what they're probably referring to get that shedding out. And they're calling it average shedding. This is a double coated dog. So it's got that extra thick layer underneath. But a Furminator is going to help keep that shedding down to a minimum. So that is the American Eskimo. Always the question is that the right breed for you? What are you thinking about for your family? Is it, a very active dog, a dog that will lay on my lap? Is it a dog that will go for walks with me? This fits right in the middle of all of that. It is a shedding dog. You probably will want to get it groomed from time to time just to cut down on the fur and all. But it is also a great that small medium type dog that's going to want to go for those long walks, light jog, and kind of things for you. It's going to be fun and energetic with children.
There you go. The American Eskimo, not from Russia, but from European roots.
Yes, not America either, even though it's called an American Eskimo.
Wonder how it got its name.
Oh, I think it's from the circus side of things. They just saw it. It's the all-American dog and all that kind of a thing. The Eskimo part, yeah, is there's no information I could find on why they call it an Eskimo, other than it looks like it's built for cold weather, kind of a thing. So next I wanted to talk about, we did the how to make your dog sit, how to then work on stay. So the sit was, put a treat a little bit above their nose, push backwards lightly, and their butt just naturally goes down. Couple that with sit, give them a lick, not you licking the dog, but letting the dog lick the treat. And so you go through sit. Stay was important because you need your dog to, if the door rings and all that kind of stuff, you're going to say, hey, Poochie Poo, sit and stay so that it doesn't run out the door. And stay was start in a very short distance, like a foot away. You get them to sit, and then you give them I use like a high five look, and it's stay, and you just go further and further from your dog, working with that stay. And Jerry, was that the one that you did just naturally with yours? There was a training that you said, oh yeah, I just did that. I worked with my dog over time, and it just happened. And it's something that I know Jerry did it on short distances. Let's say it was the stay command. It's something that you did on short distances, and then you lengthened it out. It was something. Remember. Yeah, when it hit, you went, oh yeah, and my dog naturally did it. Might have been sit. All right, now how do you make a dog now? We led up to this sit, stay, and then how do you make them come to you? You needed the sit and the stay before you do the one where it says come to you. So let's take that scenario where the door rings, sit, stay, you open the door. But let's say you're still in the training mode with your dog. You've got them figuring it out, but there's just a squirrel out there and your dog bolts. What better command at this point to say stay, get them to calm down, and now, all right, Poochie Poo, come, kind of a thing. So this is an important one, and you can actually use your door as a training tool in this situation. A great way to work with the command come is with a longer lead. Here, there's a 4-foot lead. That's called a walking lead. There's a 6-foot lead. That's more of a training lead, and there's multiple reasons for the 6-foot. You can start working on the command come, and then there's even a longer. I think it's 25-foot lead. Now that definitely is not a walking lead, but it's a great training lead for the command come, come to me kind of a thing. So the way to do that is you again start in a short distance. You say sit, get your dog to sit. Then you put the high five and say come, or I'm sorry, stay. And now you give them just a moment. Your dog's getting all wiggly and wants to do something. And now so you had your hand like a high five, turn it around and just motion him to come. So you're using both your verbal and a hand gesture when you're training your dog. So, but right now you have the lead attached to the collar. So, because the dog's not going to know what you meant, realize with training, they don't know English. They never will know English, but they'll know the sound that comes out of your mouth and then associate it with something. So, in this case, I always use the word come, and I motion my dog to come to me. But right now, they're only a foot away. So what I do is I pull on the collar lightly, and the dog will naturally come. Got that treat ready, because that's a great way to reward the dog. And I give the dog a lick of the treat. So they've now been rewarded for coming. Now, realize the first time you did this, they didn't understand anything. They thought they got a treat. That was really good. But the 10th, 20th, 30th time you do it, they're going to start picking up the pattern. Oh, when he says or she says come, does that hand motion, and then I come forward, even though I know that collar is kind of pulling me forward. I get the treat when I get to the person that I work with. So they're going to understand that coming to you is what that whole come and a hand gesture means, and that when they get to you, they're going to get a treat of some kind. So go further and further with them. So go 2 feet, 4 feet, 10 feet, and do that same exact thing. Sit, stay, come, and then when they come to you, pull on the lead, bring them to you. Now give them the treat, and that over time is going to train them how to come. Now, how do you use that front door? And this is for you Husky owners and even an American Eskimo. Man, do they run in a straight line really fast, really well. So when you open that door, they just bolt. But when you get them to calm down, maybe a clap or something, so they get your you get their attention, and you just say come, they're going to look back at you and go, wait, I can get a treat if I go back into that door, because I know when he's saying or she's saying come, he's giving me that hand gesture right now. Oh, if I come to him, I'm going to get a treat. That's better than that squirrel running around. So that's the incentive to get them to come back. But you can use the lead to prompt the whole process and not lose your dog in the process. So you open the door, you can say fetch, throw a ball or whatever, and then say sit, stay, and then come, and now pull back on the lead back to the door so they get used to coming back to the door, give them the treat, and life is beautiful again. So that is how you train your dog to come. If you didn't quite get everything, if it didn't come through radio, even though I was putting hand gestures and all that kind of stuff into it, come into the store and we'll train you that and more on how to do different things with your dog. I think it's really cool when the kids figure all this training out. And my kids then went, they did the rollover, and we can do that next week. But then they trained our dog, if you do bang and make this, the look of a gun with, pointer finger out kind of a thing, our dog would roll over with their legs straight up. And it was so cute whenever they would do it. So training is fun. Kids love training dogs. And then the dogs love it, because you're going to see that tail wagging the whole time they're doing it. Realize training sessions are around 5 to 10 minutes long, usually not much longer. You need to mix it up at that point. Their attention span is not like ours, which ours is 30 minutes or so at most. Theirs is around 5 to 10 minutes.
At most.
Yeah. And so theirs is around that 5 to 10 minutes, and they get frustrated. If you find you have a really rambunctious dog and it's not even standing still, go run the dog a little bit. Get that puppy energy out, run it, and now come back in, try it again, see if that works for you. So that's training. We hit how to make your dog come to you or incentivize them to do that.
What toppings for food do you have?
All right, we've got a lot. So I just had to pick up the basket of goodies in here. So good dog food is your #1 way to keep everything going right. So if you're feeding the lower price dog food that you're getting in the grocery store or the marts and all that kind of stuff, you're not killing your dog. I'm not saying that at all. But you are feeding your dog more, and now they're pooping more as a result. What's the 10 minutes, 20 minutes? Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
The counter. So you're feeding them
not
more.
20 minutes. Try for like 8 to 10.
8 to 10 is how long it takes me to say poop. I could have said it earlier, but I refrained. All right. So that dog food that you're feeding from the mart store, it's got a lot of filler in it. And so you feed more, if they poop more, you clean up more. Also doesn't have the additives that the higher quality foods have. Last week we talked about those higher quality foods. They're more digestible, so you feed less. You paid a little bit more, but you're feeding less. So it kind of just washes out as far as price goes. But now you're also picking up less. One thing that those foods typically have are more additives in them. They're going to have the glucosamines and chondroitin. They're going to have the fatty acids, the omega-3s kind of a thing. So some other ways that you can maybe build upon that and even make it more attractive and fun for your dog. These are things that, some of them are things that, man, I swear, when I feed them to our dogs and cat, they look back at me and they smile. It just seems like they love them so much. So the first on the docket is by Primal. It's freeze-dried nuggets. So I've got turkey and sardine in the studio here, beef and pork, and I think there's even one other flavor.
Did we do this last week? I heard Primal.
I don't think we had Primal on last week. We had Taste of the Wild. You might have been thinking of that. The bag looks very similar, or somewhat similar. So Primal is a freeze-dried. What we had on the show last week were all just kibbles, kind of a thing. These freeze-dried nuggets, so they don't have to be refrigerated or anything. They can, be on your shelf just like the dog food. They're in little chunks, but instead of cooked, they're freeze-dried. And what that helps with is it preserves the enzymes and other things that don't get cooked and destroyed in the cooking process. They say that then provides probiotics to your dogs, enzymes to your dogs. I've even heard claims that it will whiten their teeth. Somehow those enzymes get in there and do a good job of keeping your dog's teeth clean. I'm actually trialing that right now because I just never paid attention to that. And so I'm feeding it at a higher level, and I want to see. I have one dog that gets calcium buildup within 3 months, and we have to get it taken off. So I'm seeing how that works with this one dog. So some neat things there. This is the one of the products that I find when I feed it to my dogs, they look up at me and smile when I put it in there. So I feed them the normal kibble, and then I crumble a little bit of this on top. I also alter their kibble or their protein source with it, in that I can do the turkey sardine 1 month, do the beef another month, do the pork the next month. So now they're getting different proteins into their system as well. So I crumble just a half a cube for a small breed, a whole cube for a large breed over their kibble, and it's just a nice topper for the dog. They're going to enjoy it immensely. Now they're getting some of that enzyme probiotics and just another protein source. So Primal freeze-dried nuggets is what I'm talking about there. So really cool product there. Then also by Primal is bone broth. Jerry, I forget. This is a people product. Am I waking you up, Jerry?
A little bit. It's early on a Sunday morning.
Do you do any bone broth?
No.
Okay. This is one of those things where I ask that question and people will go, oh, I'm already using that personally. So bone broth is something that people are doing it. And here, the way it says, slowly simmered turkey, in this case it's turkey, raised without antibiotics, wholesome vegetables and herbs must have been cooked in with it or warmed in with it. And they just say warm and serve with your meal. So it is a liquid. You buy it frozen from our freezer section. You then take it home, thaw it out when you're ready to start using it, all that kind of stuff. And then you warm up a little bit. I actually just fed it, I just squirted a little bit over their food. It is a liquid. And I found that the dogs and cats loved this stuff even more. The key benefits that they talk about: digestive support. So this is going to have some bugs and stuff like that to help the digestion, joint health, liver support, immune system support, and provides additional moisture into their diet because it is a liquid. Serving suggestions that they're saying is add it to any diet or added moisture for the pet. So putting it over the kibble. Use in place of water to rehydrate any dried food. So like Primal is a freeze-dried nugget. You can rehydrate it with this product or feed on its own as a treat. So just put it in their bowl and let them have some fun with it and drink it all up. So I have found the bone broth by Primal very good at getting my dog to, like, if they're just getting bored with the kibble, be reintroduced to the kibble again. I also have one actually passed recently, aging pets. They're at the end of life kind of thing. And that's when sometimes they get finicky with their foods because, maybe they just don't feel quite right. I was using bone broth as a product to get it more incentivized so that they go back to the food, keep on eating. It was something that I probably got another month or two out from our cat, Gilbert. He was able to go a couple months more because I was just adding it to his food, and he was definitely enjoying it. So bone broth is something that you want to try. Also, and I think this is the last one by Primal, is the goat milk. This is something, again, in our freezer section. It is fresh goat milk. This is not rehydrated or anything like that. It is a great way if you have puppies or kittens to get them to eat because you're going to pour this right over the kibble. It's very good for them and provides great nutrition, but then those natural things that the milk will provide to them. So I've used this for puppies to get them to eat, older dogs to get them to eat, or as a treat for a dog. And I just poured it right over the kibble or those Primal freeze-dried nuggets. So again, something that all three of these products, when you put them in there, they look back up at you and they just smile. So that is the stuff that makes them smile. The next one that I wanted to get into is probiotics. So this is something that you can either sprinkle over their food, or I've been doing it right into their water. I've got one by Pet's Choice Puppy Booster Dog Probiotic Powder. I also have NatureVet digestive enzymes, pre and probiotic to help the diet and digestive tract and all that. What I found was interesting with both of these is I had a dog that had a little bit of a runny stool, and we were trying all sorts of things, and we weren't sure if it was something that they did get some medicine, and then all of a sudden the stool got loose, and we're like, well, wait, I'm not sure what to do now because it wasn't getting any better. We put Puppy Booster probiotic powder in the water, and over the next 3 to 5 days, things started working better. And what we were trying to do is, just like if we get a little loose in the bowel area, then we're looking to get bugs replenished back in there. And that's what these probiotics do. And that dog then ended up getting more solid and everything. So we definitely know that helped. We were doing other things as well. One thing, though, that I've noticed with Fitz is when we started the Puppy Booster, he tooted less. So that's an added benefit. So Fitz is now getting Puppy Booster in his water all the time. It's also attractive. They want to, it tastes good. So if you're looking for your dog or cat to drink more, Puppy Booster is a really good product to put in there because they find it more appetizing and want to drink more. So probiotics in a powder form over their food or in their water is a great way to add to the food that you're already doing and benefit your dog. It's kind of like eating yogurt for us. How much time do we have?
We were over by 4 minutes. I just wanted to see how long you could actually talk.
I could go further.
I know you could. Just keep going.
But we're going beyond time.
It doesn't matter. Just keep going.
I'm going to do a fast.
I'm just amused now that you were able to go that long. dog. That's impressive.
All right, Pet Electrolyte by Nature Vet. You know, we use this just like Gatorade in your dog or cat's water, and it just puts electrolytes back in them. So if you have a very active dog, active puppy, put that in there. Puppy Boost is like giving your dog a candy bar when they, for a finicky eater, it's also great to put over their food, but it is just chock high in calories and gets them going again. So if you're really working your dog or you got a really young puppy and you want to see them eat, use this puppy booster. It's in a gel form. You just squirt it over their food or like peanut butter, put it in their mouth. Then we've got Cranberry Relief. Jerry and I know that Cranberry Relief helps our urinary tract. So that's a great product to use if you're concerned about your dog or cat. It's Cranberry Relief. Just like we would take that product to help our urinary tract, you can do that for your dog and cat. Omega-3s and fatty acids are always a great supplement for us and for our dogs and cats. And that is a way to make healthier skin and coat. You actually decrease shedding with that. Then we go into if you're pumpkin, and we've got two types of that you can feed to your dog and cat. And that is if your dog's too loose or too stiff in the bowel area, pumpkin is actually a neutralizer. It brings it from too loose and makes it in the middle. Or if they're straining, it loosens it up and allows them to pass things easier. So pumpkin is something that you can add, and we've got two versions of that in a very high fiber blend for your dog and cat. And then finally,
you're like Mary Poppins over there.
I know, it just keeps on coming up.
My Lord.
Okay, this is a little weird, but anti-diarrhea, diarrhea aid. We actually used this as well on Fitz, our little trouble child that we had at home, and that helped Fitz get back on track because he had a little bit of the loose going. We did that for 3 days and then we stopped, and it helped everything get on to the right track, and then he continues on that Puppy Booster probiotic. Jerry, I'm done.
You're very knowledgeable and passionate about your business. How does somebody get a hold of you?
At Petland, Iowa City. We're at Marketplace Mall, located across from Lucky's Market, Joanne Fabrics, and the movie theater over in Iowa City. You can come into our store on Sundays, noon until 6. Every other day, Monday through Saturday, we're open from 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Check us out on PetlandIowaCity.com. Go to Facebook and say Petland Iowa City will pop up. YouTube, we just streamed this live on YouTube. You can watch us there as well. Look for PAWSitively Petland Radio Show, and we'll pop up. We'll have years and years of radio shows on there that you can watch till your heart's content.
Are you done?
I'm done.
That was impressive. PAWSitively Petland Show, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on Iowa City's news and sports station, 800 KXIC. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Doom, doom.
Yeah, you timed that out perfect. That was